You know these are yesterday prices, Nick.
Yes, and that's quite
How
nice
about the
of
day?
you.
Hey, maybe he'll give you the day before. Both of us get on it.
Silver went up a buck last night.
Yeah, it's up over 33 I saw this morning.
I know, let's take feet.
Yeah, well, you know, we have this new dictator that's getting his fingers in everything. I wouldn't be surprised he became some of this.
Who's that?
Trump.
You think he's a dictator?
He said in the beginning he was going to be our last president. He worshipped the dictators.
Oh, he said he was going to be a dictator for the first day, and that was to eliminate a lot of the executive orders that Biden had instituted. So, yeah.
I don't think anybody has ever done as many executive orders as Trump.
Well,
Yeah,
do you
they have.
believe that we should continue giving exchange operations in Guatemala?
Nope.
Well, then I believe
No.
he needs to audit every single
I
agency in
agree.
the government.
But I don't think he should have that much power.
No?
Everything else takes House and Senate,
Mhm.
okay? And all of a sudden, he's overriding them on everything.
Look at how much they overrode everything. And
Yeah.
Obama too.
Yeah.
You know, and Bill Clinton, what did he laid off 400 and some thousand workers, so you can't say that, you know, that hasn't been
How
done
many
before.
did Trump just get rid of in the?
You know, his power is
Department
in
of
check by the House and the Senate, right?
No, he,
It is.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
supposed to be,
Yeah, it is.
they're all scared to death of it. What's it, the department here that they're gonna do away, must want to do away with it? That they've cut way back there, ladies and people.
Would you say two?
The ASID, that's where the ones, there's a lot of different departments.
I
I think
don't
we have
pay
way
any
too
attention to
many.
politics, is my biggest problem.
Well, we're moving the camera over, folks. Because this seems to be a good topic here going on.
Yeah?
I don't know.
You? He'll pay the most attention when we're talking about him.
Yeah?
No, I won't.
Did you watch last week's auction?
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, did you catch my comment?
Oh, I can't remember which
Well, every
comment.
once in a while, because I get a very limited YouTube.
Mhm.
I don't like internet at all.
Right.
But he was mumbling, he was speechless, and what was the other thing?
I was pretty.
Yeah, pink fingernails and speechless.
Yeah, I was pretty.
It ought to be
feel
a-
pretty.
It ought to be a holiday when Keith is speechless. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, this is yesterday's prices, my friend.
Oh, well, you get off that one.
It
Come on.
is. 3 cert piece.
It's part of, it's part of,
796.
it's part of retail.
796 for Rolly Eagles and 3
So that-
certs, Nick.
Yeah, that's not bad, I
Tell them,
guess.
it's all part of retail. Take your lumps and be quiet.
Well, we're doing what we can do.
That's, yeah. When you raise the price on what you already got, I don't hear you complaining. And I do understand, you know, how that works. That's so he can replace it.
Right.
Still, you can't leave it. You gotta keep him in check. Sometimes you get angry to help him.
Hey, look at that. Happy Valentine's Day. Someone's in the spirit today. Check out the heart.
I tried to skip that.
Hey, let's move this. Angel's mom's coming through.
Okay.
That was my anniversary for 20 years. When we decided to get married, I told her I'll pick Valentine's Day, because that way I'll never forget it.
800 here, Keith.
Yeah.
I get $4.
800?
I get $4 back, right? This was 7.
No.
He's gonna keep that $4 for giving you a deal.
I'm going to keep that $4 and give you 2 Mercuries.
2 Mercuries.
Sure. Do you want 2 Mercury dimes for $4?
Sure, I do.
You know that's
real-
under belt,
I
right?
know, that's the real deal,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you realize he's only done that because he turned the camera on?
Only because he turned
He's
the
trying
camera
to-
on. Well, you
he's
got
trying
to
to-
No, I didn't. It's not why I done it.
It's a Friday
I didn't do it for
special?
the, no. I did it because I didn't want to give you change back.
Oh.
Yeah,
You can throw that right in there with the beast
I will.
dollars. $800.
that's against his rules.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800.
Nobody walks
19.
out of here with cash.
Yeah, I got to keep people from walking out with cash. You know how it is.
Looks like an S.
I don't know. Let me see.
1944 S.
There, whoa.
You know, since I had my eye surgeries,
Did you find the
I still
16D?
can't see like an eagle.
There's one-
44S.
This is an S too, and that's a.
Oh, well, we're going to have to charge more.
There's one on the 16D.
Those are lower.
Looks like it might be a 40. It's a little weak on the O,
Yeah.
but it's still there. Yeah, we're going to charge you more. San Francisco treat stuff.
Wasn't either one on the 16D, was it?
Yeah. Well, San Francisco is not the place to go these days,
Oh,
from what
okay.
I understand.
I don't
No,
know.
You know.
what didn't
But
burn,
where else can you go to poop on the streets and do whatever you want?
what
I
didn't
mean,
burn, now they're worried about getting caught in the mudslide.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, we got our traditional Floyd Friday here, and Nick just happened to pop in, and
we're both
we
ganging
just
up
turned on
on-
the camera.
We're both ganging up on Keith. Okay,
Yeah.
well, you
It's
got the
Valentine's.
camera on, and we're talking about Mercury's. You said you had a 2016D, let me see it.
I don't.
Mercury
2016D, that's a gold
2016D.
one. That's the gold Merc. 1916D is the key.
Oh, okay,
there.
I'm sorry, 1916.
Yeah, I got one. Hold on a minute.
I'm starting to think that coin don't exist.
What, the 16D?
Yeah,
The 1916 Mercury.
Hold on a minute, I'll show you.
1916D.
Is that worth more money than the
Oh,
rest?
yeah, for a long time, the books, when I first started getting them for the kids,
Yeah.
the books had a plug in that spot.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Not available for da-da-da-da-da. Okay? And it's like, oh, does that coin even exist?
So, Floyd, you have never seen a 16D in person.
Not that I can remember.
Well, you know what? Today is your lucky day.
Oh, you're gonna give it to me?
No, we're going to show it to you.
Alright.
We're even going to. We have a 16D here.
He's gonna tie a string on it and pull it around the room so you can chase it like a cat.
Look at that. We're going to let you hold it.
See,
It's kind of expensive.
Yeah, how much is that gonna cost?
Free to hold,
Oh.
not free to keep.
You know,
give me my-
So Floyd is holding his first 16D.
where's my spec-
Maybe that's what we should call it. Floyd and Nick inspect this
$1,550
nice-
bucks for a 1916 for a dime?
for
We
a
should
dime.
call this video Floyd and Nick inspect the 16D
Oh, you
Mercury.
didn't know that one was?
What's
And that's only a G6 grade. That's a retail on it.
It's a very,
They're hard to find.
very low.
I could swear that I've got one of them rolling around. I went through a bunch
Just a
of
minute,
Mercury
come here,
dimes
buddy.
last
Come here,
night.
buddy, you got a 16D?
I wanted to ask you, you know, I've got 16 of these 42 S&Ds. You know, I heard that they were
Well,
worth
16 42 S&Ds is not a 16D.
more. Well, I didn't think that one was that important. I was looking them over. I went through a
Keep
whole
you-
pile I had.
Keep him
Well,
busy and I'll
if
make for the
you,
door.
there's still not a 16D. You got 37, 43S, 40D.
Well, I didn't bring the 16 with me because, like, I'd watched the video and they were saying that these key dates were worth more, and I was just gonna.
Those aren't worth more. Those are average search.
These are just
if you-
average.
Seriously, Nick, if you have a 16D, bring it in. I'll inspect it. And if it's a good one, if you think it's a good one, we'll send it to the
Okay.
graders and get it off.
See you later, folks. Well, he's busy, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying, isn't he?
Hey,
Yeah.
I've been told
'Cause I
all
went
my
through
life
my
I
Mercury
was
dime
trying.
yesterday, and I was checking out my album because I had a bunch
Camera's
of.
my witness, I did give it back to you.
Actually, no, they can't see where you put it down on the pad. Here, let's move the.
Wait a minute. Leave the camera right there. Keith, reach your little palms out here and take it back right in front of the camera.
I ain't taking it back. Here, put it on the
I-
pad. That
I
way you
get
can
to
say you
keep
give
it?
it back.
You're not taking it back, I get to keep it?
No, put it on the camera. Put it on the pad, and then we can say
See?
I got it back.
Okay, you had your chance.
Oh, there, get back, get it quick.
I'm gonna have to go back through all those dimes. I had them in like a pill bottles, you know. I had 2 of them filled up that were like this tall. And I
When I
went
was
through
in high
them.
school, working in a gas station, my neighbor collected those way before their time. And I
Right.
used to bring him every day.
Wow.
$1.50 worth. He give me a dime apiece. Well, when I came back from the military, he told me thanks because he sold them all to some guy in California come to get all 3,000 of them. for me.
Wow.
It's like, but you know,
Yeah, back then, who would have thought,
well,
you
that's
know?
just like back then. I used to take wheat pennies and set them aside for another customer to get. Then all of a sudden, everybody was looking for them.
You know, I'm a little slow.
Really?
No,
Anybody out there doesn't know that.
no, you guys have been in here talking for a minute and everything. And well, there's no need to ask now. What brings you in, Nick? We already know you spent your money.
Yeah.
Keith,
Or do you got more that I can take?
Keith, you're a little slow this morning.
I am
You have
always.
2 of us to keep up with.
I know.
You ain't got a prayer.
Caught him when
No,
he was
I
just
don't.
opening up too, so he was a little
I
off
do
balance.
that almost every
Oh,
week.
no, bounds.
Almost every week.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where silver's at this moment, but it was up $1.
See, you're gonna check it again. 3rd time since I've been here.
I'll tease back a little.
Uh-oh. Here,
So
all right.
are more people buying silver now, do you think? People have been on the fence for a while.
People have been on the fence for a while, but I've noticed the past 3 days or 2 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, silver's, even though the days just started, it's already picking back up.
Well, that's,
I think what it takes to get silver moving is people have an interest in the price moving. Because if it's not moving, people don't want to put their money there. They'll find other ways to invest their money. Now that it's moving, you know, we might see something.
and
Oh,
like,
the ratio compared to the price of silver to the rise in the price of gold, silver's way behind.
always has been.
What, for the last 42 years, you think?
Yeah, in fact, what they used to say it was what, 10 or 15 times?
Oh, it's been as low as 9, 16,
Oh,
and
yeah.
32 for a while, 50,
Yeah,
50 to
it's
1
always been
for a
slow.
while.
But now with
The other day it was 90, almost 92 to 1, and today it's 88.7 to 1, so it's making a little bit of a comeback.
Right.
But you know, lately all you hear about is how the precious metals are going up. They're going to this and they're going to that.
We have had a lot more interest in gold lately, but as of late, you know, this week, silver's starting to move and starting to surpass gold in sales value, not price, of course.
Right.
It's kind of hard when to catch up with the sales price in value when it's 90 times as more expensive. So
But
you'd
then-
have to sell 90 times as much
Yeah.
silver just to equal the dollar sales in gold.
Then I go back to my original question. You know, I've asked
What's your
many
question?
times. How do they know? You know, there's only this much left. How do they know how much gold and silver is left in the ground?
Well, they got
Did they
equipment, machines.
did they dig it up,
and-
count it, and rebury it?
I guess they did. I don't know, but seriously, they got machines and equipment to do that to analyze the earth.
Well,
But they can only go down so far, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah.
After a while, they
It's-
would. I don't know,
That's just
but you know what?
that's somebody's guess.
You know what's happening today? Something really cool. Gold is out there falling from the sky.
falling from the sky.
It is.
And Chicken Little's letting everybody know?
No.
No.
Somebody
Well,
did
gold
something.
and silver, as you know, is created in a supernova when a star explodes, right?
Sure.
And there's billions and trillions of stars in the universe, and there's a lot of them exploding, and they create this gold dust, so to speak,
Right.
and it floats in space and it falls on the
Okay,
planet.
so then how
That's
does-
what's happening.
How does the
It's
gold
falling
dust
from the sky.
How
We
does the
just
gold
can't-
dust become the nuggets they dig out?
Well, it collects together. It's just like when a planet forms. It's just this little bitty dust particle. One little dust particle
Well,
gets
yeah,
more and
okay.
more and more. I would
But that
imagine
takes-
it's the same way. I'm
that
not a
takes
scientist.
thousands
I
of
don't
years.
know.
You're going to admit you don't know everything?
I don't know
Just a
nothing.
minute. Let me hang on to the counter.
Well, you
Oh,
know.
No, but
they-
seriously, gold, all the metals and stuff. I mean, we get, I guess you call it space dust, falls down on the earth every day,
Right.
and part of that space dust
Actually makes
is
it
gold.
through the atmosphere and doesn't burn up, where you see meteorites coming in and they start burning up and getting
And
all
then
hot
you got
and
dust.
disintegrating.
Yeah.
And then
We have meteorites coming in every day.
small ones.
Small ones, of course. Yeah, the big ones, you know, they'd be like the dinosaurs. We'd be gone.
Right.
Yeah, but then some of that stuff is all that's there because it took thousands and millions of years for it to develop to what it is.
Yeah,
Okay?
it takes a while to get there, but I mean, it's like they say that you can find gold or silver anywhere on Earth. Is it feasible to mine it? I mean, you get 100th or 1,000th of a grand and 2 tons of dirt. That's not economically feasible.
Just like
No.
I used to know a guy that was trying to melt his own gold and silver.
I'll tell you, we need to learn like the Egyptians, man. Alchemy.
Cell phones.
Alchemy, yeah.
Yeah, they had so much gold. I mean, they had to practice it somehow.
Yeah.
There was a lot of gold back in Egypt, man.
So to change the subject, you know, they got these ETFs for gold and silver. And right now, people are taking the gold out of London and shipping it to the U.S., but it's weeks that you have to order it in advance. And with the silver ETFs, there's more paper. They say for every ounce of silver, there are 100 contracts trying to, or 3 contracts.
Yeah, there's almost 300 ounces of silver on paper to 1 ounce of physical silver.
Right, so doesn't that sound like they got a swindle going on? These are like Ponzi scheme guys
I
or what?
I don't know.
No, it's a government
I mean, and
deal.
that's just what I've heard. It could be different than 300 ounces to 1. But yeah, it's, and then a lot of people say, well, the movement of physical silver, it's hard for it to affect the price of silver and gold because there's just not enough of it to move it. When you got 300 times as much paper on the market, that's a big difference. Now that can move the market when people say, oh, I'm gonna dump 5,000, 10,000 contracts. A contract of silver is 5,000 ounces. A contract of gold is 400 ounces. So when you move a contract, and you have to move it 1 contract at a time, from what I understand, unless there's some brokerage that'll let you move fractional contracts like they do with the Bitcoin and stuff.
Right.
But it's always sold in contracts, and you get some guy saying, I'm gonna move 10,000 contracts of silver, I'm gonna buy them, or I'm gonna sell them. That's gonna affect the price. But if some guy sits here and says, I'm gonna move 100,000 ounces of silver physically, well, he's gonna have to find it, or he's gonna have to find a buyer for it. It's a little bit different than, because when you're on the open market, the paper market, it's just like with stocks, there's millions of people buying the stuff all day, buying and selling, and when it hits a price that they like, they buy or they sell.
So when you buy physical silver from the people that manufacture it, you get tubes of 20 or whatever are in them.
You can buy,
How far in advance do you have to order that before they deliver it to you?
it's usually a week or 2 tops.
Oh, that's
You
not
can
bad.
buy silver in 1,000-ounce blocks, like the Comex they use on the Comex. You can buy 100-ounce bricks. You can buy 10-ounce, 5-ounce, 1 ounce.
Now, if you order this a week ahead of time, takes you a
At
week
or
to-
about. I mean, that's today's market.
Okay, you
And you-
order it and it takes you a week to get it.
Uh-huh.
Every time silver goes up during that week, does
I
your
make
price
money.
go up?
Yeah. Because when we buy and sell silver, we buy it on replacement cost. Because you may buy silver, let's say I ordered 1,000 ounces, right?
Yeah,
And I ordered it for $30 an ounce. And these are just hypothetical prices.
Right?
I ordered it for $30 an ounce. So let's say silver went up to 35 an ounce. I'm going to charge you more than that 35 because when you buy, then I'm going to order more at 35. I'm not going to sit here and just try. Now, someone who will sit there and buy for 30 and just sell it for 33, even though the price went up to 35, they're not planning on replacing it. Kind of foolish in a way because you make your money on the margins, not what you paid for it. You,
well,
like I said, I'm going to buy back. If you buy 1,000 ounces off me at 36, because now it's going to cost me 35. I'm going to buy that 1,000 ounces back, and I'm going to be happy with $1 an ounce. Even though I originally paid 30 for
No.
that,
okay,
I'm going to replace it
so.
for
all right,
35.
That's the plus side. What about when it goes down? Do you?
It's the same way. It's the same way.
Yes.
I will sell it to you at the lower price. I will lose money on the physical silver that I actually have, but then I will replace it at $1 less, at or about, of what you're paying me. That is
That's-
called moving with the market.
Geez, you seem to know a little more about retail than when I first met you.
I don't know nothing about retail. I'm just a guy trying to buy and sell some silver and gold.
About retail.
I don't know a lot.
I took got a 2-year degree in retail and marketing, and all the little supposedly points they give you.
Yeah.
That's, that's,
So, what's going on with you boys today? I mean, you guys just, Floyd comes, then Nick pops in, and it's like, did you guys like call each other on the phone? Hey, let's team up on Keith
I didn't
and.
know the man except from your comments and
Yeah.
see that video until he walked through the door.
You've
and
never
I'm
met him in
quickly-
person.
I'm quickly going,
I'd seen you in here a couple of times.
Yeah,
Remember, I was
yeah.
asking you for your autograph as Keith
Yeah,
Nick?
yeah,
I
I
go,
know.
hey, I seen you in the video.
so while you're
He,
doing.
you know what that is? He's a celebrity. He don't remember nobody.
No.
So many people.
Yeah, so
following,
many
you
people.
You know
know.
what that is?
Women following him around down the
It's
street.
called loss of memory.
He's got to go around the block twice so they don't know what house he lives in, you know.
No, I gotta go around the block twice to recognize my house. Okay, Mr.
What is
Expert,
this?
Look at these 2 pennies. and
They're
tell me-
pennies.
All right, tell me what the difference is.
Well,
I'm
one's
trying to-
one's a brownie's penny and
Yeah,
the other
but I'm
one's.
trying-
One's dirty and one's less dirty.
I'm trying to get my board of directors, AKA grandkids. I've kept up with most of their coins, but I've kind of let pennies.
Well, the one's an 82 large date, and the
Okay.
other's an 83. So what's
All right.
wrong with it?
Okay,
I'm guessing the one's probably copper.
no, that isn't what I noticed. The one I'm had a hard time reading the date because the 8 is a little higher than the other 3 numbers. And I caught that instantly. You always tell me,
You're talking about the 82 large date. That's,
yeah,
I think it is a copper. Let me get the scale over here.
but it's like, oh, okay.
So what are the steel pennies worth? You know, here we've been
No
talking about
idea.
pennies. I've got
I've got-
about this many in a tube.
Oh, I've got a couple, 3.
Well, here's your 83. That should weigh 2.5 grams.
But I've got these for about.
Yeah, 2.52. A little off, but that's not too bad.
Because I need some run through it.
No, they're both zinc. They're both zinc
Okay?
pennies.
Because I got these books that are coins of the 20th century.
This
or
one's the
something to
82.
that realm, okay?
This is the
And at
83.
the bottom, it's got my birth year. So I'm
Ah,
trying to put them together for the kids, okay? And I want some steel pennies that aren't going nasty looking. I don't care if they're clean. You know,
So yeah, these are the pennies you asked me to look at the difference. I said, this one's a little dirtier than this one.
okay,
No,
but
and-
there's just something different about the date. The
well, in
rate-
82, didn't they switch mid-year and some were copper and then some are more zinc in 82 or not?
Yeah, and then they had the small print, large print, backwards print, upside down print.
There's 7 different
Off
pennies in
center print,
82.
Yeah, yeah.
They had the zinc and copper
Oh.
with small date and large dates. 7 different ones. Most people just buy the set that have them already separated. That way they don't have to worry about trying to figure it out. You've got a couple of those sets, I think.
What are the
I do.
VDB pennies, you know,
The VDBs.
VDBs or something?
Not only 1909.
Well, 1909, they call it the 1909 and the 1909 VDB. But in 1909, Victor
Don't try
David
to do
Brenner,
my
Ah, that's what the initials stand for. I
That's
wondered what
the
the
designer.
initials stand for.
and then they took the initials off in 1909 too, so not all of them. That's why there's 2 varieties in
Right.
1909. And then in 1918, they reinstated the initials below the bust on the obverse. It was on the back, the reverse,
Right.
at the bottom on the 09. And there was a lot of complaints saying, oh, it's too obvious, people shouldn't put their names on. But again, in 1918, they reinstated it, and yeah, been there ever since.
Don't they call that vanity? He wanted credit for his work?
I don't know, but that's one of the things.
Artists sign their paintings, so.
That's one of the telltales. The 14D is a better date, and a lot of people would take the 1944D and the first 4 that shave the front, which would give you a wider separation between the 9 and the first 4, which looks like a 1 now because they shaved it. But the problem a lot of people didn't realize, and one of the ways outside of the larger gap in between the 9 and the 1, down on the shoulder you'll see the initials that are not on the 1914, or you'll see scratches where the initials were removed. So yeah, that's a little tidbit, that everybody needs to know. There are other ways to tell the 14D counterfeit from the authentic.
Terry needs waiting to run in and bearded Bob again.
Oh, the Ikes?
No,
You know,
my steel pennies.
Oh.
I need him to wash or whatever he does with his jewelry cleaner.
Why would you do that? Why don't you
Because
just
I
trade them
want to
in?
do, no, because I want to do 5 of them. And I don't care if they're clean, because they're going in a book for the kids. All right, when they decide to do something with them, they can worry about whether or not.
You can always take them to a plating company and
No,
they'll
I'm
do
not gonna do
that.
that either, come on.
so have you heard of
You
the
forget who we're talking about.
1959 Lincoln penny with the wheat back on the back? I had a
That's a
little article.
transitional error. It is out there.
And there was a guy that was gonna pay 100,000, sorry.
Well, no, you didn't interrupt me.
No.
It's worth more than 100,000. It's a transitional error.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen, but I've heard about them, and I've also heard about the 1958 with the memorial reverse. Again, I haven't seen any, but I've heard about those as well. Whether they're actually out there or not, hard to
Okay.
say, but I think they are.
These coins are all made on an assembly line type thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Just like everything else, okay? And I went through a canning factory years ago.
Hey, someone's driving off with your van,
I
Floyd.
don't care.
Looks just like yours.
Good luck. Here. It's almost wore out, so.
Fill it up, but bring it
Oh, it's a little bit
back.
newer model, but
But,
it's
you
the
know,
same color.
But anyhow, we did this, and it was right next to the canning company, so we, for occupying part of our time, took a tour. All right? Stuff's coming down the line, all of a sudden you hear this bell ring, and everybody jumps. It's what, oh, that just means they're changing labels. Okay? They didn't change the product at all. The same product in the same can, they changed labels. Okay? So, if they have an order for 500,000 cans, they can't cut that off at exactly 500,000, okay? Their little machine goes, okay, we reached that point. That's when the bell rings and they change the labels on the front end of the line. So then they got all of these cans that are not labeled for who they're supposed to go to. So then they were selling them for different, but I mean, pennies and coins are the same way. If you start really, and since my kid got me and you.
I don't know about all
Thank
that.
you
They're a
not
little
so
bit
very
more
much.
precise on the coins because
Yeah, but
with
there's,
today's equipment and computer algorithms and AI and stuff,
Okay.
they can say, I want to print 500 of this, and they put it in the program, and 500 spits out, and there's no in between. It cuts off
yeah,
at
but
500.
every day somebody comes up with a misprint or. This
Oh,
is
yeah. There's gonna be
this is
misprints,
a changeover, when we change the design,
Yeah,
okay?
that
All right,
happens. An
It
error.
happens, yeah.
Errors
different.
happen.
A lot of different, and all of a sudden lately, everybody's coming up with a different error.
But the thing about errors,
Yes, okay.
I hate to say it, but if you can't see it easily
That's
with a
why
small magnification, is even though it's worth, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000, is it really worth it if you have to break out computer equipment to look at it? I mean, that's my question.
Not me,
everybody.
because I don't do computer equipment.
But you see what I'm saying? If you have to break out a microscope to see the error, is the error really worth putting in your personal collection?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, because, everything gets nicked up in, out in the public anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Some people will put the error in just to have the variety, and I get it. But some people, they'll put it in for the value, but if you're putting it in for the value and you can't hardly see it, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I've always said, computer people are a little bit nuts. Sometimes I think coin people are a little more nuts. Like my brother keeps telling me, you paid how much for a damn dime?
Well, you can buy a dime right now for like $1,500,
Oh,
right
yeah,
over
Well, he just
there.
had one, yeah, here.
Then
okay.
you got bragging rights. He'll never buy a dime for more than that.
I'll never see it. That's like they talk about these, what do they call the copies?
Replicas, tributes.
Tributes. All these tribute coins. I got some from you one day that, made sure that I see it said copy. In fact, I believe you give them to me, not sell them to me.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, I could show the kids, here, this is what a Morgan dime looks like in pristine condition, but it's not really a Morgan dime, or a
See,
Morgan dollar.
I am so lost that I'm looking outside because I'm standing here facing the door.
And you see snow?
And no, I see another car there. And I keep walking over to the electronic buzzer to unlock the door and wait.
But it's
wait.
your wife's mother.
That's what I just realized. It's my wife's mom who's in the back talking to her. I'm sitting here waiting, thinking we got another customer coming in.
Oh,
You're
you
just
could've-
sitting in the car on
Yeah.
the phone or something.
Some people do. Some people do
Oh,
that.
finishing a task.
So I keep walking over to the buzzer. I'm like, man, I'm thinking to myself, what's taking these people so long? There ain't nobody there.
There ain't nobody on your side of the counter either, but we let
Yeah.
you get away with it, all right?
Anyway, guys, we've been chatting
Yakking for a while.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens.
Okay.
So,
Well,
who wants to say what to the camera? Just look at the camera and say hi, whatever you want to say. Who wants to go?
If you like it, tell us. If you don't, change channels.
There you go. What about you, Nick?
well, I think everyone should enjoy themselves on this Valentine's Day and treat yourself to something special because it only comes around once a year. Enjoy yourselves. Gotta go.
Every day.
Happy Valentine's Day, folks. See you later.
Every day only comes around once a year.
Yeah.